Hi guys. So welcome to my first live stream. I was supposed to do one last month, but I didn't realize that YouTube kind of hates if you don't notify them in advance. Something I learned. Um, so welcome. I have never done a live stream before other than on Facebook, so this is going to be a whole new adventure. I'm going to be hanging around for I say an hour, but I realize that I'm not a cool, like, popular cosplayer by any means, and so I'll probably hang around for like 20, 30 minutes. And if I don't have anyone come into the live stream, that's okay because I'm learning and I just don't want to hang around an hour if I don't have to. But let me introduce myself. Welcome to my channel. So my name is Gage, also known as Semetary Cosplay. That is the cosplay name that I go by. Yes, it is an S. People all the time will like ask me at cons, like, why is it an S? You realize you spelled cemetery wrong, and I'm like, well, let me tell you guys, I spelled cemetery correctly. Because the point is my name is Gage because of Pet Sematary, which, if you know Pet Sematary by Stephen King, is spelled with an S. So, hence Semetary Cosplay. Just a little bit about me, I guess, like background, fancy time. I have been a cosplayer since 2006. My first convention that I ever went to was Con out here in Colorado. And the entire reason that I actually attended that con was because I was kind of dating someone at the time, and he was like, you need to go to these conventions. They're super fun. You'll have a good time, but you have to dress up, or else people are just think you're weird, because normal people are the not normal people at the con, I guess you could say. So I said, okay, whatever. Him and I had both been watching Naruto together, and so my first ever official cosplay was Kiba Inuzuka from Naruto. I literally went to Goodwill and found like a gray raincoat type thing, went and got some fur, put it on the hood, got some capri pants, more or less, bam, there. And I used my real hair. I did not use wigs the first time I ever cosplayed. So I used my real hair, but since Kiba has his hood up, it didn't matter. So I slicked it back and just put it in a pony and cut my hood up the whole time. And then the second cosplay I did of that con was Sasuke, also from Naruto. I also used my real hair, only for that, I got my hair specifically cut to look like Sasuke. That's how determined I was. And then I spray painted it black, which was a terrible idea because it was also homecoming weekend for school. And even though it was supposed to be able to be washed out, I still had like grayish hair because I'm blonde naturally. But so I still had grayish hair for homecoming. So that's kind of how it begun. My journey. I had such a great time at that con. It reminded me. I always joke, if you guys know anything about me, you probably don't, but if you do, I am the huge Disney adult. I have, you can kind of see a hidden Mickey behind my ear. And so I compared going to this con to the same feeling that I feel going to Disney, which is a pretty big comparison for me, but I just had so much fun. It felt amazing. It felt like being in a fantasy world, getting to bring characters to life, getting to see other people dressed as the characters that you love. It's like, oh my god, like there's like Death the Kid, or there's like a Grell or whatever. So thus began my cosplay journey. Um, Back in 2006. Oh my god, my 20th anniversary is next year. That's crazy to me, especially because on my 10-year anniversary, 2016, I had something really horrible happen, which maybe one day we'll talk horror stories of cons. I don't know. But wow, 20 years. Crazy. So anyway, since then I have I'm gonna say made loosely. I have cosplayed over 300 characters. Not all of them have been made. I would say a good 70% of them have been made. Um, Now that I am, old over here at 33 years old, so old, I am tired, grandpa. Well, that's too darn bad. Um, and so I've started to buy a lot more of my cosplays because I just don't care anymore if they're made. I'm just in it to have fun being my favorite characters. So, but I've cosplayed over 300 characters, variations from anime, Disney, Broadway, horror, obviously, is my big shtick, um, Marvel, insert other things here that I can't think of. And then in 2018, I started kind of actively guesting. Well, I guess technically 2016 was my first guesting spot, but it was at a very, very small library con. That was like a 1 day thing. But so 2018, I started actively guesting. First official guesting slot was also out here in Denver at Starfest, our big science fiction con that is no more. Rest in peace. Um, and then since then, I have gotten to guest all over the country. Been to Reno, been to Virginia twice, which was interesting. Been to Oklahoma, been to Iowa, hashtag anime Iowa, Philadelphia, other various places I can't think of right now. So I've been doing this a long time, and 2025 was kind of the year for me that I was like, okay, like I want, not that I wasn't taking it seriously before, but I was like, I want to take this more seriously and I want to put myself out there. And a big part of that too is the current administration, right? Putting this out there. What a shocker if you couldn't tell from my very froggy voice that I am trans. And so I think it's really important for trans people right now to be out front and center, show that we still have a voice, show that we're not going anywhere, and just really support our trans content creators. So I also realized that I was doing a lot of, how do I phrase it? Photo shoots were kind of my thing. They're still my thing. Don't get me wrong, but like every weekend I would have like 3 or 4 photo shoots, and it just got exhausting. And I have other things in my life that I really want to focus on, that are still content and are still creating, but I just needed a way to kind of hold myself accountable. So this is it. This is me holding myself accountable. So um, I guess I'll just kind of give you a little preview of like what to expect from me, what you guys will be seeing in the next, let's say, few years, um, few weeks, I guess you could say. Um, and then, yeah, I'll probably just like wrap it up from there because what a shocker. I have no people at my life, but eventually my goal is to eventually get there. So I am really focused on coffee right now. Um, there's this big debate as to how you say it. Like, is it Ko-fi because that's how it's spelled? Is it Kofi? Is it coffee? Um, I say it however you want. Uh, People say coffee because you literally donate a coffee, which nowadays that would not be donated coffee. It's $3 for a donation of a coffee, and nowadays a coffee at minimum is like $7 or $8. So I feel like they should change that. But um, I've also seen it as Ko-fi because it's supposed to rhyme with no fee, because there's no fee to follow your content creations unless you want to. There are subscriptions, and I'll get into that. So whatever. I started a coffee, and that's where I'm doing a lot of my stuff. I've been holding myself accountable by doing content creation calendars once a month, um, that have the same thing every month. So something I had really been wanting to get into. Oh, hello! I have one person. I'm so excited. Hi, one person. It's probably my mom in the other room. So something that I had really been wanting to get into for a while was making a podcast. And so last year, I made my first ever podcast episode in February, and then I never touched it again. So, in terms of content creation, that is one of the things that I am really trying to achieve this year in terms of not just providing everyone cosplay content, but also kind of like a variety of more content. So every Thursday, I drop a podcast. It also links here onto my YouTube, which is really cool. Apparently, they're private, and I need to learn how to change that because I'm still new to this, guys. If you couldn't tell, I'm very new. But I, it's a podcast all about horror movies from the lens of a therapist, because that is what I am full time, is a private practice therapist, specifically for LGBT youth. What a shocker. But yeah, so if you guys ever want to check that out, every Thursday, God, every Thursday, that'd be a lot of podcasts. every first Thursday of the month, I drop my new podcast, which is called Boo You Horror. It is a play off of Mean Girls. And yeah, it's just a deep dive, like psychological analysis of horror movies. Because if you couldn't guess Semetary Cosplay, horror is obviously my thing. So that is my first thing I'm holding myself accountable for. I love writing so much. Writing is amazing. So I've started blogging lately. So my goal is, I should know this, I don't have my content calendar with me, but my goal is to drop 2 blogs a month based on things that are happening in the cosplay community. So like my last one was about cancel culture in the cosplay community and the impact it has long term. I think for the month of March, what I'm going to be planning is one about photographers and finding safe photographers and what that looks like, and how to vet your photographers, and how photographers deserve to be paid. No offense to the TFP people. TFP is great, but like it kind of messes with people who are trying to make a living out of this. So I drop 2 blogs a month. I will say, spoiler alert, one of my blogs in March is definitely going to be about Colossal Con. So anyone that follows me or knows that literally tomorrow, I cannot freaking wait. I am going to be heading out to Florida. It's the part I'm not excited about. Heading out to Florida and getting ready for the Colossal Con cruise. So first cruise that is a convention should be really exciting. I'm going to vlog the whole experience, but I'm also going to make a blog about it because last year I got the like the season pass thing for Colossal Con. They offer this season pass that it's like basically the price of attending 2 of their cons, but you get to go to all 4. Mind you, that means that you have to travel a lot because they are in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Texas, and Ohio. So I'm going to make a blog about my experiences with, after I'm on the cruise, every Colossal Con, and just kind of say what they have to offer. I have mixed feelings about Colossal Con. I will get to that in the blog. But other things that I'm trying to do, I'm spacing my photo shoots so that I don't go crazy. And so I am doing dropping 2 sets a month rather than just constantly putting out content, trying to be sane to myself. As a therapist, I am a big believer, obviously, in self-care, and self-care includes things like not making content. So trying to have more time to do other things I like read books or watch movies or just hang out with friends that are not in a content making space. So that's kind of my way to slow that process down. And then big exciting news that I haven't really announced yet. And so you guys, aka all one of you, again, holla, thank you for being here. And anyone who watches this later, I guess, will know that I am going to start vlogging. That's going to be a big thing of mine because of how much I travel. not just to conventions, but travel in general. So, like, yes, this is going to be a cosplay hub, but travel is my passion. Travel is my one true love, and that's why I love being a cosplay guest, is getting to travel and see the world. So I am going to start vlogging my travel experiences and making little collaborative videos for people to watch and get information about, like, oh, this is what this con looks like. Do I want to attend this con? What kind of environment is the con like? Highlights of cons, etc. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a lot of work, but that's okay. I like work. And then obviously once a month I am doing Q&As just like this, just because I have been in this practice economy words. I've been doing this for 20 years, and so I think that it is important to be able to offer my resources. I guess that's a way to put it. I love being out there. That's why I go to cons in the first place as a guest. Is I love being able to be accessible for people who want to get into cosplay or whatever it may be. That's my favorite part of guesting, is being at my booth, people coming up to me, people asking questions,